What's up, everybody? This video is going to be my favorite topic of all of knife throwing. This is my favorite topic. We're going to be talking about fast draw, aka quick draw, and what you need to get started. What are the best knives to use, weights, lengths, and all that stuff. But before we get into this, I have a slight problem. So I work at a sign shop, and we have a professional paint system set up, and the main part of that is a professional scale. It's a high dollar scale, and it weighs everything down to like the 1/10 of a gram or whatever for mixing paint. Well, I take all my knives in there and I weigh them there, and I expected this several $1,000 scale to be accurate. Well, when I compare the weights of the knives I take to work with someone such as Ace at Delta to Alpha, they're about 20 to 30 grams off. Now, I have my own scale here, and things don't add up either. So I don't really weigh a whole lot of my knives, especially rotational knives. They're not really talked about too much. And that's something that I think should change, especially when you order a knife. You need to know how thick it is, how long it is, and how much it weighs. But no spin stuff, it's always listed. Every no spin knife, it's listed down to the gram, and that's very important. Like I said, weight, thickness, and length. It's the three main ingredients in a good throwing knife. Well, balance point, that also matters too, but that's personal preference. So the problem I have is my scale is off with every other weight that I've gotten from everyone else and other sources. So what I did is Adam Cheladine sent me these Vengeance Slims a while back, 5 millimeters thick. And I was like, well, since there's a website, I'm gonna go on the website and check this out. So on the website, it says there's 5 millimeters thick, about 3/16 inch thick. And they weigh about 140 grams. So here's my problem. There, it's zeroed out. Put the knife on there. 177 grams even. So now I'm confused. What scale is accurate? 37 grams, that's a big difference. So all the knife weights that I show you in this video, you're just gonna have to make them comparable. Later on, I may find out how much. This is a brand new scale right out of the box, never been used for anything. So just kind of keep that in mind when I'm showing different weights of knives in this video, because I don't know. I'm at a loss. I'm confused on what scale is right and what we should all be using as a zero or a control, you know. We are at work getting a brand new scale this week or the next week. So that one is like gonna be top of the line, brand new. So that one is the one that I'm going to base all of my knife weights on going forward. And then we can kind of compare with websites and what other people have at home. But I just wanted to get that out of the way as a little caveat. But so I have 3 different fast draw rigs. One I've been using since 2014. It was my second big knife purchase as being a knife thrower. So something that should be noted, like I said, with rotational knives, it's not always talked about when you go to some people's sites or you see them post online, how thick they are. They tell the length and maybe the type of steel, but it's kind of not as particular. So when I ordered these are Bill Page bullseye seekers, and they came with sheaths. At the time, Bill Page did not have a belt, so I went to a gun and knife show and I bought an actual gun belt, and I'm glad I did because it works really well. It's really stiff. But at the time when I ordered these, I was under the impression, I was still a new thrower, I was under the impression that I needed a big, thick knife. So when I got these are custom. They come in 14 and 15 inches. Mine are 13 and a half. This is just what I prefer. But when they came in, they were only 3/16 thick. And at the time, I was like, damn it, man, damn it. I didn't know that they weren't so thick, you know, and I was bummed out. But man, over the years, I am so happy that I got these knives and that they weren't that heavy, because they're just quicker. They're just faster. It's easier to manipulate them out of the sheath, you know, and I won 2 world championships with these knives. These are probably my most cherished knives. I have some that I don't throw that I cherish, but these have done work for me. And yeah, hit up Bill Page, because he makes some rad shit, especially rotational stuff. He doesn't really make anything for no spin or instinctive throwing, but for rotational stuff, it's some of the best in the biz, in my opinion. But so let's see how much they weigh, and then I'll compare with some other knives that I wouldn't consider good fast draw knives. And the whole reason I'm doing this video is because I've had multiple people ask me what should they get, and everybody's different, so I'm just giving you like a kind of a baseline that you can go off of. But yeah, let's weigh this one out real quick. Gotta tear it out. Okay, so this knife weighs 329, almost 330 grams. Like I said, it's 3/16 thick, 13.5 inches long, made out of some kind of saw blade steel. And let's, just for general comparison, let's do one of the world famous clink scales, made famous by Pat Minter, one of the best rotational knife throwers of all time, and one of my favorite knife throwers of all time. But let's go ahead and throw this on the scale. And it's quite a bit heavier. 436, almost 437 grams. So, would I consider this a good fast draw knife? Maybe. It's kind of like in the medium area. It's not too heavy that you could throw it that way. So, I've seen some people throw these in competition. That's fine. Let's go to a little bit bigger knife. One of my favorite knives. Several years ago, I got first place at Joe Darrow's competition, and I picked this up off the table for first place prize, and it's one of my favorite throwers. It's a little bit heftier, you know, a little thicker. I'd say it's a good 1/4 inch. Let's see how much this baby weighs here. Ooh, oh, well. We just maxed out the scale here. This scale isn't meant for larger stuff, so that's telling me that it's over 500 grams. Would I throw this for fast draw? No. Just because of the weight alone. It's an excellent knife. I love throwing this thing 1, 2, 3 spin, cutting cards. Not my favorite for blade throws, but handle throws, it is the business. So that I wouldn't consider a fast draw knife. And that's kind of what I'm getting at here is you don't want a big, thick, heavy fast draw knife. You're looking for speed. Think about race cars. Race cars, man, what they do, what is one of the easiest way to go faster? Rip out the interior, get rid of all that extra weight, all that extra stuff you don't need. So it's similar thinking with a fast draw. But since we got that out of the way, you know that I like a lighter knife, not the crazy lightest knife. You don't want to be going and throwing no small Gil Hibbins or nothing like that. This is, you know, it's no bueno. So now that's out of the way, let's go over some different rigs. Of course, this is just the most basic you can get. These are just cross draw sheaths, which means they're at about a 45-degree angle. I've messed around with the different configurations on this quite a bit, and my fast draw sheath is on the left. I cross draw, and as you know, I throw overhand. There is faster ways of doing things, straight from the sheath, drop leg, reverse grip, you know, get it straight out. That is faster, but for me, it's worked really well, and I'm very consistent, is I just throw overhand. And I'm able to compete with people that throw straight from the sheath. So that kind of gives you a little idea about how quick I am, because I have to do a whole other motion to get the knife out. So pretty proud of that, actually. But moving on, I got a different rig here. Let me get a little drinky poo here. Moving on. This bad boy right here, all custom made, just for me. FullTangClan on the buckle, FullTangClan on the side there, custom made sheath. It says danger right there. It's got a shotgun shell button. This is danger on the back. Just a beautiful, beautiful rig. Got a spinner dagger here, and kind of a one-of-a-kind design. And I'm hoping that he makes more of these because it's an excellent knife, and it's light. But this was all made for me by Marcel. Love him or hate him, he's a great knife thrower, great maker, and he's back on the scene right now. So I'm glad to see him back. But let's see how much this weighs, because I've used this for fast draw quite a bit as well. Now, how this is set up, it's horizontal. I would prefer it to be at an angle, but I've done pretty well with this as well. And it hangs down a little lower than I'm used to, but after getting used to it, it's pretty good. I haven't used this in competition just yet because I'm on kind of a little winning streak, and I don't want to mess it up, so I always go back to my original one. But the straight horizontal is good for throwing straight out of the sheath, or if you want to do ice pick grip or reverse grip, it works well. Let's see how much this weighs. So the Bullseye Seekers, they weighed 324.4 grams. Like I said, these are 13.5 inches long, 3/16 thick. This is, I think, 13 inches long. 13.5. Oh, they're the same. Coincidental, huh? Damn. This might be 5 mil, which is a little bit thicker than 3/16, but let's see how much it weighs here. Oh, it actually weighs a little bit more. 360 grams. So, you know, it personal preference. I can't stress that enough. Everybody's going to be different. You know, try things out. When you go to a throw, there's just so many different knives and everybody has different preferences. Everybody's really cool, and you just ask them. They'll let you throw them. You see what you like before you buy, you know. The last thing, and this isn't a final product, but I've been dipping my toes into fast draw anti-spin or no spin. And I made this recently. So what I did is I went to a gun and, I went to an Army surplus store. Just started looking around, saw everything I needed. Sick. So this piece here on the bottom, here and here, wraps you on your leg. All that is a drop leg holster for a pistol. And it's made by Condor. And then this piece here, this is actually a shotgun shell pouch, also made by Condor. And then this insert here, this is just for prototype reasons, and it works really well. But I cut everything out of cardboard and just good Gorilla Tape, holding everything together. And this is just so I can get my configuration. And this is made for my 3/16 Dashie that is going to be available soon on Delta to Alpha. This is our next venture, is getting 3/16 and 1/4 inch made. So we have the classic 1/4 inch, then we have the quicker ones, which I like best, the 3/16 Dashie. But that's just an insert that slides right in there. And the one thing you need to know is, for your fast draw sheath to be legal, it needs to attach to your belt somehow. That's the only stipulation. Like many years ago, Joe Dara showed up to a fast draw competition, and he made a sheath that went on his shoulder. So they would go, boom. I mean, right after that, they outlawed it, and they said that everything has to be attached to your belt somehow. So the drop leg just goes right around your belt, hangs down on your thigh, and you're good to go. So I think fast draw no spin is a viable thing, and I think that we're going to be seeing more of that in the future. We may even do a separate event just for no spin at Dangerfest. You're welcome to throw anyway at Dangerfest for fast draw. It doesn't matter as long as you're at the 3 meter and the 5 meter line. So, let's check out how much these weigh then, right? which my scale at work is already different. So 184.5. Now, when I weighed them at work, they weighed around 215, 220. So I don't know. I don't know what's true anymore. But yeah, I think I covered about everything. If you guys have any questions about fast draw in particular, or knife throwing in general, hit me up. I'm always happy to help everybody. And hope to see you guys at the next event. Danger Fest is in 2022 is September 16th through the 18th at the #1 bait stop in Pearson, Indiana. It's going to be huge this year. We're already starting to plan for that. So hope to see you there. Peace.